Alright, so I'm back at it again in here for that video for you guys for today. This time showing myself. I know I've been doing pro wrestling today with my podcast, and I did a recent video showing myself again with the Jerry Lawler video, so that was really emotional for me for doing that, but I'm happy that he's doing well. So every once in a while I will be showing myself, and this is a video response to my good buddy Simonnicolhd HD and the video that he did, as you can see up there from the title right up above, and that is about top 10 wrestlers that should be pushed. I was able to make my own list as I was doing the whole list and switching things around a little bit, and I was watching his video too at the same time, getting some ideas. So this was a really cool video idea, and I'm back for my birthday weekend, which is really awesome. Had a really fun time. I was with family and everything, and basically got what I wanted, and I couldn't ask for anything more. And I want to thank everyone who was able to wish me a happy birthday, and that was on September the 23rd, so that was really fun. I'm 23, feels really awesome. So with that being said, let's get right started with this video right now, and I do have something to show, and I've been mentioning this and kind of milking that just a little bit, that I will be going to my very first SmackDown show, and that will be October the 30th, and I do not think that this will be a live show. I'm pretty sure this will be a regular show, and this will be fresh off from Hell in the Cell that week and going on into the Survivor Series build, so this will be really fun. I cannot wait to go to it. Now, with the last event that WWE was here in Fayetteville, that was for the Tribute to the Truth show, so that was not open to the public, and now we have SmackDown, which is open to everyone. And I will be attending there, and I do got my ticket and my proof right there. So there you have it, my first SmackDown show I will be going to. Maybe I will do a day in a life video, but I will be taking a lot of pictures, and that's going to be a really fun show. So that would be really cool, since going to the TNA show that I've been to with the TNA double taping where Sting returned there, and as well with the house show that was right next door with the building over there so close to it. So that was really fun with those shows. So it's been a while since I've been to a wrestling show, so this will be really fun. And now I'm in here for a wrestling video, showing myself for the first time in a while, I know. But anyway, with my top 10 list, kind of the same wrestlers that I do have from Simon's list, but I do have my own wrestlers that I do want to be talking about here. So starting things off with number 10, and that is with Christian. Same thing that Simon mentioned on his video, and practically the same thing goes for me too as well. We haven't seen Christian in a while, and every time when Christian leaves and does something else, or he's either injured, you know, with him not being around, has been feeling misplaced. But overall, I know Christian will be back, and he will be back better than ever with his injury right now. And I know he's going to be going back to TNA for Bound for Glory and inducting Sting into the TNA Hall of Fame over there next month for that pay-per-view, so that should be fun there. And I like that Christian is still being able to contribute to TNA and everything, and even though he's not going to be wrestling there, of course not, but still being able to show up and do things for them is really fun, and that's really cool too, to see him do that. But you know, with Christian coming back and doing the whole face run, I think that would be really cool, since he was a face when he returned, and we saw him at Over the Limit, won the Battle Royal, became a champion, and that was really cool to become Intercontinental Champion again. So with this, hopefully we will see something similar to that, and see him be more in the main event where he should have been in the main event a long time ago, and having him be in the main event is something totally different and something that I really want to see. And we've seen what he can do in TNA, and he just did wonders for them over there, being TNA World Champion and everything, so that was really cool. And even though I don't really want to see Christian go back to TNA and be World Champion over there, at least right now, I just want to see what he can do with the World title again and win it for the third time, and then eventually win the WWE Championship, and that's a title that he's never won yet, so I think he will be able to accomplish that and do really well there in the main event picture and have some great feuds. So that's why I have Christian at number 10. Then at number 9, we're moving up here on the list, we got Justin Gabriel, who's in the tag team with Tyson Kidd, and they are doing very well. We don't really get to see him too often, as we should as a tag team. But Justin Gabriel, when he was with the Nexus, that was really fun to see him there and work as a heel. Now that he's as a face right now, and we've seen him in a match with Wade Barrett recently, and just by not only that, from what we saw just a little bit and how well they work with each other, but he works well with pretty much everybody who goes against Justin Gabriel, whether it be him in a tag team with Tyson Kidd or whatever have you. And I think Justin Gabriel is one of my favorites, I will say that, and someone that should be noticed and should be used a lot more. And definitely, I don't think he should be in the main event right at this moment in time, but I do see him being up there in the upper mid card, winning the championships, winning the tag team championships, and that would be something pretty interesting to see. Number 8, I do have Simonnicolhd here. We haven't really seen him in a while. Again, I think he's good in the tag team division, being with Camacho. I think they work pretty well as a tag team, and I would have never guessed that Camacho would have been that well from what I saw with those two, and especially more with them being used on NXT more often. I think that was pretty cool when they were working as a tag team, when NXT was brought back to way that it should have been, and with Simonnicolhd having his singles one was pretty cool and everything. So Simonnicolhd can definitely do a lot more, and he's a great wrestler, and he is one of the greatest heels as of right now in the WWE going at this time. So he is a fun character to watch, and definitely one that should be brought up again and used for Raw or SmackDown, definitely in the near future. Also, I do have here, and that is Alex Riley. We haven't seen him in a while, and it is a rare treat that we do get to see him wrestle. And ever since with him being with The Miz and everything, being mistreated and going on his own and having a feud with him, after that I thought Alex Riley was going to do wonders and be on his own permanently and do other things, but unfortunately that really wasn't the case on seeing Alex Riley on his own. And after that, we just didn't see or hear from him for a while, and everyone was so into him at the time. I thought he was going to do better things, but hopefully he will be doing that very soon. And I do like Alex Riley. He's not that bad of a wrestler, so why not have him on this list as well? Next, moving on to number 6, we got R-Truth. We've seen what he can do as a heel in his singles run and going up against John Morrison and turning his back against him, and then eventually moving on to the tag team with Kofi Kingston and making that work really well and becoming tag team champions with him. So if they can go back to where R-Truth was a heel again, and we've seen what he can do in the main event, that wasn't too bad with his matchup with John Cena and John Morrison for the WWE Championship in a steel cage match. So I think R-Truth can do pretty well in the main event. I just want to see how that runs pretty well for him, and I think it can kind of work. I just have to see how that's going to be playing out if that did happen. So that's why he's also on this list, and I do enjoy seeing him, and he's pretty funny as hell too, so why not have R-Truth as well. Also here for the top 10 wrestlers that should be pushed. Also moving on to the top 5 spot, we got Drew McIntyre also on here, and other guys that we'll be mentioning in a little bit. But for number 5, I do have Kofi Kingston, who's on this list. And Kofi Kingston has been stuck in the mid-card for a very long time, whether it be he's in a tag team or back in the mid-card. I think Kofi Kingston should be having that main event spot happen for him. We kind of did get to see that with him and Randy Orton, but after that it really didn't go anywhere. And Kofi Kingston is a really great wrestler, and I do enjoy seeing him each and every week that he is on. And when he's not, he can't be on every single week, but when he is on, it is a real treat, and I do hope we will see better things for Kofi Kingston now he's not tag team champions with R-Truth, so we'll see where that goes. And going into with number 4, of course, this is for Drew McIntyre, a guy that definitely has been underused. It should have been used a long time ago, ever since he came back. And then his whole thing with Tiffany and everything just went haywire, and ever since then he's been losing a lot of crap load of matches, and he's been winning matches here and there, but it's very unforgettable, and it really doesn't mean anything because once he wins them, then the next week he's back to losing again. So now that he's in the group with Jinder Mahal, Heath Slater, and guys like that, I think this can work really well. I like where this is going. I think this can do wonders if it's done right, and I'm gonna give this a chance too. And I like where this is going as of right now. I hope it sticks around. Hopefully this isn't just a one-time thing with the beatdown that we did get to see on SmackDown. So with this, I hope things will go very well, hopefully, in the future for Drew McIntyre and eventually be up there. And maybe they can use the whole thing, how he was Vince McMahon's favorite and everything. I think that was working really well for him, and if they can bring that back too, I think that would be pretty fine as well. And then from there, we move on into the top 3 spot for the top wrestlers that should be pushed. And going in for number 3, I do have Tensai. And this guy isn't too bad. I like his new character. In the beginning, I was kind of iffy about it for a while, but right now I am pretty happy with Tensai. I like the whole idea that he doesn't have his manager at this point in time. And with him just getting all pissed off and him losing a match every once in a while, and when that did happen, he would get so pissed off, he would go take it out on his manager and beat the crap out of him. So that part, I didn't really understand it too much, but I kind of got the point, but it just really didn't make any sense to me, and it wasn't needed. And to me, with all honesty, I don't think Tensai does need a manager. I think he's fine on his own. I like how he went to Japan and just changed his moveset and came back better in a way. So I think he's doing fine as of right now, and ever since he came back, he defeated guys like John Cena, and since then, I thought he was going to be used more, and he came back when John Laurinaitis was in for a manager at the time. But as of right now, I like what they're doing with him, and he is being shown more, and he recently had a match with Brodus Clay, and Big Show recently returned and interfered in that match. So a tag team with the Big Show and Tensai, I guess, would be pretty cool, but since he was attacked by the Big Show, it looks like that probably won't be happening at all. So it's really hard to tell what is going to be in the plan for Tensai at the moment, but I'm sure Tensai will come back in there, and I would like to see him as a champion again. I don't see him being world champion under his new gimmick as of right now. That's way too early to call at this time, but I am at the moment just enjoying what is going to be coming out of Tensai and what else is going to be planned for him. So I'm just going to wait it out to actually see what's going to be coming out of him very soon. Next guy I got for number 2, we got Michael McGillicuddy, definitely one of my favorites. I mentioned him before on Superstar Profile, and I talked about how he has this great ruthless aggression that we don't get to see anymore in the company, and he is the son of Mr. Perfect, and I think he can be a good champion, and he should be up there in the upper mid-card. I think too, lower mid-card would work for him as well. And he hasn't really been seen all that much, and I liked what he did with the Nexus, and being with David Otunga was pretty cool. And he also worked a feud with Tyson Kidd, which was fantastic. I would like to see more matches out of him. And if you guys haven't really seen it, that's where I should just plug that out for you guys right now. And go check that out on the YouTube search box, and you can find it on there. And Tyson Kidd versus Michael McGillicuddy, and you can really see how well that guy shines and works well with practically everybody, and he can be a fighting champion. So I think Michael McGillicuddy is definitely one of those guys that should be on this list and definitely deserves it. And in at number 1, a guy that we don't get to see too often as well, and he came back with a weird ass gimmick with Taylor Rex, and I'm talking about Kurt Hawkins and with that whole stripper gimmick. And what the hell was that? That was fucking random as hell. I didn't like it, and I didn't like the direction and how that was portrayed and everything.